Welcome to Tarot by the Bay. I'm David. All right. For those that were stressing out over such things, like the No Labels Party and Joe Manchin running in it, there was a lot of concern that Manchin would siphon votes away from Joe Biden during a general election. And I think it's reasonable because, he is a Democrat. We could argue if it's a name only. Certainly, he sided with the Republicans a lot and really helped gut Democratic initiatives like the Inflation Reduction Act, amongst other things. And came across basically as a mercenary. And then Kirsten Sinema said, "Hey, that looks like fun. I want to make a bunch of money too," pretending to be in the middle, and whoever bids the most, gives the most money to me, will get my vote. Anyway, Manchin decided he wasn't going to run for re-election in... sorry, quick pause there. Just wanted to check where Manchin was the senator from. It was West Virginia. He decided not to run for re-election in West Virginia because Governor Justice... Here's a name. Governor Justice was going to run for a Senate seat, and Governor Justice is extremely popular there. So Manchin saw the writing was on the wall. Now, he could have just hopped on his boat and spent the rest of his life with a bunch of money and doing whatever he's going to do on his boat. But he decided to investigate a third-party independent... Actually, he started off as a Democratic presidential candidate and then switched to a third-party candidate, a independent candidate, and he was being courted by the No Labels ticket to head up the No Labels ticket. And at the time, people were concerned, oh, is he going to steal votes from Biden? Wasn't really seeing it because he's more moderate. If anything, he might get some of the moderate Republican votes that maybe Biden would have picked up, maybe would have gone to Trump. That's kind of where he's going to fit in there. But he has just announced that he is not going to seek a presidential candidacy. He then went on to rip Republicans and Democrats in a press conference and blah, blah, blah. So I just want to do a quick read on him. The energy around Joe Manchin. Have we seen the last of this guy? Entertainment purposes only. Joe Manchin and the announcement of the No Labels Party. Judgment. Yeah, you think? You went around and found out that your 2% approval rating or voter turnout was going to be the big thing here. Yeah, judgment, this is just, there was no there. It was going nowhere fast. Crossed with, his time's past. It's time for him to retire and retire. Now, he's planning on joining some other independent group that called Americans Together, which promotes moderate politics. Fine, go for it. But, whatever, dude. Whatever. Judgment time. It's time for you to retire. Get out of politics. In the past is the Fool card. This is this notion that, hey, maybe I could be president of the United States. Oh, God, I'd hate to have him as president of the United States because he doesn't stand for anything. He stands for self-enrichment. He would just be like Trump without maybe quite all the authoritarian crazy that comes along with Trump. But he'd be all about the self-enrichment. And his policies would be, you wouldn't be able to follow or make sense of them because it all involves self-enrichment that you wouldn't know about, but he would. Current situation is he's evaluated the situation, not going to work out. Maybe the No Labels Party isn't paying well enough. So now he's going to go do something else, join this Americans Together pack, who will probably give him more money, power, and influence to do money, power, and influence peddling. Overarching energy, though, honestly, he's done. There's nothing left for this guy. He's out of the Senate. He's out of political life. Maybe he could run for local dog catcher or something along those lines. But his political career is done. The lesson to be learned is the Knight of Swords. He might have considered sticking around West Virginia and fighting for his seat, but he decided that he was going to go a different route. Why he went this route, I don't know. Maybe it was a bit rash, and maybe it was a bad choice on his part, but he did what he did, and this now gives the Democrats to actually put a real Democrat on the ticket in West Virginia. Now, the likelihood that the Democrat gets elected in West Virginia seems pretty slim. West Virginia is not exactly the liberal bastion of the world. But if something were to happen to the Republican candidate, there's a Democratic candidate that's there and ready to steal the day. Outcome, the two of coins. Manchin is going to look at his power and his influence decreasing and his national stature decreasing. And, does he continue working and making money? It must be a freaking addiction, man. Dude lives on a boat. Go live on your boat. Unless where you park your boat, there's like really rough seas and stuff like that. You're seasick and you don't actually want to be on your boat, but you should. Underneath it all is the victory card, but I think for Manchin, this is more the look at me card. This is not a victory in that, I've decided that I'm going to join this Americans Together thing. That's the real victory. No, this has all been about show and trying to keep himself politically relevant and financially relevant. He's no longer going to be a senator, which means that, his sponsors, if you will, like the NASCAR patches all over there, his sponsors don't need to pay him anymore. His money is about to dry up. I'm really curious. I mean, he's got to have a pretty good net worth. He's been in the Senate for decades here, I believe. And again, he's all about self-enrichment. So don't think for a second he was only living on his Senate salary, entertainment purposes only. It's amazing how wealthy these guys get on their senator's only salary. It's almost like there's undeclared income and other perks going on that we don't know about. Who knew? Is there anything else with Manchin? This guy's a poop. Okay, just in general, is No Labels going to be putting up a candidate that will have any impact on the presidential race, specifically battleground states, because those are the important ones. It doesn't matter if No Labels takes 10% of the vote in California. The Democrats are still going to win. The Democratic candidate's going to have 15% advantage over the Republican candidate. So even if they lost 10% of only their votes, they're still 5% ahead. It doesn't matter. It only matters in battleground states where a 2 to 3% swing could make a difference. No Labels. Nope, they're walking away. They're irrelevant. They're not going to make... If there were 8 battleground states, they make no impact on it whatsoever. Yeah. Their impact is minimal. Nobody's really interested in that party. There's too much stress with Trump and Biden to worry about this party right here. They gain no traction whatsoever. Nobody wants to hear their message. Right now, nobody wants to hear their message. Because in the government that we've got going on, you have a nightmare scenario of a choice between Joe Biden, who you may not like, versus Donald Trump, who wants to be an autocrat. And a vote for anybody other than Joe Biden's a vote for Donald Trump and autocracy. No Labels time is not now. They are not going to have any impact on government seats. None. So do not worry about them. They are nobodies. Nobody, nothing, nada. Let's end it right there because this is already almost 10 minutes more than I wanted to devote to Manchin or No Labels. Anyways, thank you very much for watching this video and supporting my channel. Thank you very much for your kind words, and I appreciate that. I forgot to say that in my last video. I do want to show appreciation. Thank you very much for your likes and shares and everything you do to feed the YouTube algorithms. My video makes it out to a wider audience. 2 people just discovering this channel for the first time, welcome. I'm glad you found us. I hope you found this reading insightful, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.